Hi, welcome to today's lesson covering formatting paragraphs and editing text in Microsoft Word. This lesson is called W5.6, The Hunger Games, and in it we will be learning to use the word processing tools Find and Replace. Specifically, we will focus on using those two tools, Find and Replace. So the overview of this particular lesson is that there are many aspects that make word processing software great, but nothing compares to the automatic process of finding text in a document and replacing it with new text. A first draft often needs editing, and having to find recurring text throughout the document can become tedious. With Find and Replace, your computer does the searching and replacing for you, making the job easier and the results more accurate, not to mention a lot faster. As a student in my class, you will need to open an existing Word document that has been made available to you in Google Classroom. And I am going to assume that you have already been to the assignment and seen the starter document here, opened it, and set about downloading it. If you're not sure how, there are instructions under Need to Know. So, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to go ahead and start the instructions. And let's make sure we've got the correct instructions right here. And then I have already pulled up the document. This is where you need to get your document to this point. So if you need to pause this audio and download your document, rename it, and get your header in there, please do at this time. When you come back, you will need to go ahead and scroll down because you will have completed the header. And our directions will begin at number 5 on the second page. And the first thing it wants us to do is select all the text in the document by pressing Command A. So I'm going to do that, Command A, and you see it selects everything in this document. And then it wants us to check the spacing of sentences and paragraphs within the document. And to do that, we can hit Option Command M. And when we do that, Option Command M, you see this paragraph dialog box appears. And we can change the spacing of our paragraphs. So before each paragraph, there is no extra spacing before, there's no extra spacing after, and we're going to make sure that the line spacing remains at single. And we say OK. Another quick way that we can do that is by coming up here where we control the alignment of the text. And while these run horizontal, this icon, line and paragraph spacing, actually is up and down. And when it's at 1.0, it's single spacing. When it's at 2.0, it's double spacing. And you can see how you can change the spacing, 1.5 or barely over 1. That gives you a little better ease in reading. But for this assignment, we need to keep it at single space. The next direction, number 7, bold and underline the document title, Book Trilogy Becomes a Phenomenon. So we're just going to select only the title, and we're going to bold and underline. Don't forget, you can also hit Command B for bold or Command U for underline. And then we're going to change the font size of the document title to 18 point. Currently now it's at 11, possibly 12. And we're just going to come down here and click on 18 to make it bigger. And then I'm going to scroll up a little bit to give myself some room. Definitely scroll up here on the directions. And number 9 says find and replace, or Shift Command H, the following words as directed in the table below. So first of all, I'm going to hit Shift Command H. And you see that pulls up the Find and Replace sidebar. So when they tell us to find the Hunger Games, we're going to type in the Hunger Games right here. Okay, we see there's 6 times that it occurs, all lower caps, and we're going to replace it with the Hunger Games in all caps. Alright, don't forget, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause this video and go back to your document, fix it, and then come back to this tutorial. So I know I want to replace all of them, so I'm just going to hit replace all. And you see we've made 6 replacements. We say OK, and every place where it occurs in that document has now been replaced from lowercase to uppercase. Saves a lot of time. So the next thing is find Lawrence. So I'm just going to put this in here. Oops, lowercase. Find and replace is case sensitive unless you tell it otherwise. But for this lesson, we're just going to type in Lawrence, and we want to replace it with Ms. Lawrence. Now, right here it says, note, be careful not to replace Jennifer Lawrence with Ms. Lawrence. Because if I did that, it would say, although Jennifer Ms. Lawrence did not begin her occupation. See here, Lawrence is an American actress. That would fit Ms. Lawrence. Ms. Lawrence and Ms. Lawrence. So instead of saying replace all, I'm going to just go onesie twosie, because right here it did Lawrence, and then I'll say replace one time, replace one time, replace, and replace. And after I said that, I'm pretty sure it happened. So let's go ahead and close this, and I'm going to look for it once again. Yes, although Jennifer, Ms. Lawrence. So I'm just going to take out Ms. The main thing is, even if you do that, is that you go back and you fix it, and that comes with proofreading. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, and I need to press my Shift Command H again, is come in and type book. And we're going to replace it with novel, and we can say replace all. Notice how smart it is, because where this was capitalized, they capitalized novel, but in another place where it wasn't, see right here, novels, it's lowercase. So the next thing they want us to do is movies, and replace it with films. Okay. And I'll just say replace all, and say OK. The last one is occupation. Make sure you always spell it correctly when you're putting it in there, so that you don't have a misspelled word replacing a correctly spelled word. Okay, we're going to replace it with career. Did not begin her occupation, did not begin her career. Okay, so I'm just going to hit replace. It's the only time that one occurs, I believe. And then we're going to carefully read through the document, all right, so that we didn't miss anything. Make sure that you do check, although Jennifer Lawrence down here in the 4th paragraph, to make sure that you didn't accidentally put Ms. in there, like I showed you. And we're going to look for any other errors that might occur. Now, Pan Am is the name of their town, so we know that that's a proper name, and even though it's marked as misspelled, it is all right. So you're going to go here and just kind of make sure that everything is correct. And then to double check, we'll go back up to review and run a spell check. So besides acting, Ms. Lawrence has become a icon, an icon. N is the correct grammar, so we're going to have to change that. Pan Am, that's what I was saying, the nation of Pan Am, it's a proper name for a town, so we're going to ignore that. And the rest of the spelling, at least on my document, is complete. So I know that I can hit Command S for save and Command W to get out of it. And then we would return back to Google Classroom and upload the document to the assignment. Thank you so much for listening, and good luck.